now in Keld. I love this place. It's got Quins for starters. And he does a mean bap, or he did when we was on the coast to coast. But we're going to carry on along the Pennine way, and hopefully we're going to find a place to pitch in a bit, because it's getting a bit of a nightmare. But we're going that way. It's getting a little bit pants now. We cannot find a place to doss down or put our tents down, so onwards we march into the night until we find a decent spot. Absolutely nuts, mate. Oh, shit. Right, we're just coming into Thwaite, bearing in mind, I think this evening we left Tan Hill at what, 6:30? Went through Keld, and now we've just arrived in Thwaite. We're in tatters, man, yeah. Still trying to find some water in the picture.
I don't know how much this is going to pick up, but we've just got it. Well, we got into Thwaite about an hour ago. We had to point at the pub, where it's like a little guest house thing, and a pack of peanuts. And now we're just walking down to the campsite, which is supposedly a mile down the road. I say walking, it's more of a zombie shuffle, because both Phil and I are feeling it now. Coming down the side of the fell earlier was pretty intense. It was just yeah, hard going underfoot. Looking forward to my tent, getting up and going to bed. I'll check in when we get to the campsite.
Right, it's been a ridiculously long day. We've just set up camp for the night in a little campsite. Right, now I've had to bring both of the maps for this, because this is actually the crossover for the next map, which is here. So what I'm going to do is give you a quick rundown of where we come on this section. So we started at Middleton in Teesdale. Obviously in the previous video you've seen us come up onto this hill and we pointed down to this wood here, which is a great place for a wild camp. But if you continue across it's going to take you at least an hour or so to continue across here, and then you'll come across this main road, and then you should be at a farm around about here. Just down the road there's a little place where we had a nice break, a little bit of a bridge there as you go up through the edge of the wood. I'm just going to move on to the other map. Like I said, come all the way across the bridge, and this is where we begin the second section of this trail, which is from here to the next lake. It was just boggy and fog all the way across, but this is just one giant hill, and obviously as you come down on this side it seems to be quite easy, to be honest. Get to the next lake and cross that nice and simply. As you look to your right though, you will see this massive bank. I was going to stick the drone up, but as it was a foggy day I didn't bother. Straight from that we didn't go across the moor where it says danger area. We continued and followed it across. Now this is literally bare moor, not very nice, boggy all over. Right, like I said, we continued up God's Bridge. So that's God's Bridge. You should see that on the previous video. Obviously you'll also see the tunnel that we crossed to as well. You'll come down this track and see the main road and think you're going straight across, but you're not. So like I said, you take a quick right, then go down through the tunnel, quick left, and then you go towards God's Bridge. Right, continuing down, obviously we head up, go across a little bit more moorland, and then as we continue up you'll start to hit a more promising trail going up past this river. It will continue for ages. In fact, at this point you'll start to think, oh my god. But yeah, eventually you'll get to, well, here, and I'll show you here now. Oh, I'm gonna have to be a bit more quiet because someone's just had a little moan. They can hear me talking in my tent. Right, anyway, like I said, you follow the trail until you come to here. Now we couldn't even see Tan Hill till we was about 50 metres away because of the fog and the clag. But we'd only stopped in there for a quick drink. Now I will tell you something about Tan Hill. When you go in there, all the tables will more than likely be reserved for all the camper vans outside so they can come in and get dinner. It wasn't really a great way to stop for hikers. You can have a drink and then crack on, but late afternoon I wouldn't even bother. You won't get a meal, they'll be reserved. Anyway, we only stopped there for a little while and cracked on. Now, I did think this little hike would only be about an hour, but as we flanked alongside the river and alongside the valley, it heads down and you meet Keld. Just before you hit Keld, there's a really steep hill, so you have to watch yourself there. It's not going to be nice going down, and also in the same, it's not going to be nice going up. We continued, crossed the bridge, went up, and then the moment you go up, we hit nightfall. I wanted to wild camp around here, but we hit nightfall just around about here, just going up Kiston Hill. But this was quite scary actually. As we come around Kiston Hill, around this part, I actually looked at the GPS where we was, and straight down is a massive hill, so be aware. You can walk round the river, but we just took the chosen route, the more direct route, but to be honest, at night, it's not the wisest choice. Coming down, it's even worse because you're on a very thin track. So we then followed the trail. Coming down here was even nicer because you've seen the bare bank, which was quite scary, but it kind of hit home. But yeah, we got down to Thwaite. We had a quick drink in their little bar. We came back down to here. This is where we are now at the campsite, where we're going to head off in the morning, get back on trail, and then do the long slog towards Fell. And then after Fell, you can see that there is just one big long hike all the way back down to Hawes, and that is one hell of a trek. That's going to be a fun one. Right, before I go to bed, I've got to give a little shout out to a lad called Trooper Wolfie. I'll put his YouTube tag up. Trooper Wolfie has introduced me to these little clips. Now, that's one on there. I've got one in my hand. Now, I was using things like this, but this was a little game changer, especially for the Durston. So I'll show you what he's kind of come up with, and it's a great little idea. So, adding one to the cord just here, but it can do this. Now you can attach it to that one. So if I attach it to the corner, I can roll all this door back, and then with the other door. So at first I used the magnet, but they're not massively strong in the wind. So that gets attached to the inside, and that way you get this perfect door. So, Trooper Wolfie, thank you very much. You've made this trip a little bit better with the Durston X-Mid 1. But yeah, we've had a nice brew each, bite to eat. But we're getting our heads down now because it's been a very, very long night and a really stupid long day.
Coffee's on. Yesterday was wild. I didn't film much last night when we got here because I've got people pitched next to us and it was late. Big day. It wasn't meant to be a big day, it was meant to be a chill day, but once we started on this one path we had to see it to the end. It ended up being sort of, I think it's about 25, 26 miles yesterday. It was a hard 25 miles. And I'm feeling it today. I am feeling it today. So, coffee's brewing, and some porridge, and I'll have another coffee.
Bit of lumpy porridge and a coffee. I think Phil's still asleep.
Morning. I don't know where we are. We came off the trail yesterday, walked about another quarter of a mile just to dive into a campsite, and yesterday was just an absolute ball ache, too long on the feet.
Morgan World. As you can see, Aaron is squared away. Phil, on the other hand, has had a nice lie-in, as it is now 9:06, and he said to me, "What time do you want to get away this morning, Aaron?" I said, "Oh, we'll be done for 9. He had other ideas. So just bear that in mind. I'm nice to him when he's suffering. It doesn't work both ways. I'm a lovely lad. So yeah, it's not too bad. Bit of clag rolling on the hilltops now, but I'll have a look at the route in a minute. I don't think it's too bad, the last bit. I don't know what the plan is for this evening. It was a big night last night, I must say, and there were parts of it that were a bit ropey. I did film some of it, but not a lot. It was kind of a head down, just getting miles done last night kind of thing. It wasn't easy, but it was good fun.
That was our little pictures last night, because obviously we just walked into the bloody night. Big man's back, water bottle filled, water bowl done, and we're about to leave Usher Gap Farm and Campsite. We've got to get back on the trail, but the trail's like about a 20-minute walk away from the campsite. But nice little campsite to drop in nonetheless. We did have to last night, we couldn't wild camp anywhere, couldn't find a spot, so it was a little bit annoying. But we're cracking on, and we'll be back on the trail in about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
Stopped at a lovely little campsite last night. I didn't get into Thwaite until late, and then we pushed on through to a little campsite about half a mile outside the village. Phil's back there somewhere, he's about to come through that little style. Morning, mate! He was last up this morning. Lazy git. Nothing better than walking through middle of the countryside, coffee in hand, just taking it all in. We've got less than 7 kilometres left until we're back at the car, so it's just a nice, easy, straightforward bimble back to the car. I don't think we're going to do another night tonight. I think Phil was quite from yesterday, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't complain if he turned around and said to me, let's sack it tonight. But also, if we do want to go somewhere, I'm game for stopping somewhere on the way home. I don't really want to do any more Pennine way because I'm running out of gas now, and I don't fancy doing any more. I want to wait till next time. I'm just going for a swim now.
What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, don't come up here if you're a larger lad. Huh? I said, don't come up here if you're a larger lad. These styles are a bit chewy. No, I'm not saying you.
Oh, what are you saying, got by the hips?
If you're of the bigger size, I think it'll be a bit difficult getting through some of these. As I am about to demonstrate now. I mean, if you got any sort of booty on you ladies, you ain't getting through here.
After a little half-hour deviation to a different campsite down the road there, come back on the Pennine way. We're coming out of Thwaite now really, aren't we? Then we're just going to head off to Hawes, but first we need to go on the peak. Right, we're just coming out of Thwaite, which was a lovely little village. Right, so we are on our way to Great Shunner Fell at the moment. Definitely a few hours time though, we'll get there.
Excuse me whilst I just get the Biscoff Trek bar out of my teeth. As you can see, this is the weather. This has been the weather for the entirety of the Penis Way this weekend. I've got mixed emotions about this fucking trail, to be honest. It's beautiful in places, but I can't be for this. Like, it's a fitness challenge more than anything now. It's not about the views or even the wild camping experience. I mean, we've camped at fucking campsites rather than wild camp because we had to, yeah. There was nowhere to pitch last night, so we ended up doing an extra sort of 5 miles through some really dodgy terrain. I think just over 7 left. This hill's an absolute bitch. Phil's all the way down there. I don't want to leave him because the clouds rolled in, but I don't want to get cold either because I'm standing around waiting. So we'll see where he is, if he pops around the corner in a minute or not, otherwise I'm going to have to put my warm kit on. I want to get this done now. I'm not bothered about tonight. I want to get the f*** out of here, I want to go home, I want to go to bed. I've got a busy week next week. This stuff's just body destroying, it really is. Might be the end of the big through hikes for me. Not because of the fitness side of it, but just I prefer the 100 milers. Smash out 100 miles in 3 days, it's done. With this, you can do 100 miles in 3 days, you still got to come back and do the rest. I hadn't had a great time on the Pennine way so far, so see if it improves when we get closer to the Peak District. And the sheep over there, you know, just staring at me. What's this weirdo doing out here? Good question, because as you can see, cool to see, nothing, although some cool sheep. What's up ladies? Hey, you make us all look like softies, don't you? Oh, and also, oh yeah, lovely baby, bit of bog stomping for the last section. before we get back to the car. I think we'll be in Hawes by 1:30, 2 o'clock, I reckon. It's now 20 to 11. Feels a long way back at the moment, so I'm going to get to the top of this and I'll wait for him because I don't want to get separated because the clag's quite bad. So, even though I can't see him, I know he's on the path and I've checked a few times to see he's still there, so I'll wait for him up here. But I'm going to have to put a warm jacket on because as soon as I stop, I get cold again. You ready for this? Oh! This is fucking steak for penis way at the moment. Pea fucking soup. Might as well be walking on the treadmill, so I'm not getting any views. Although you don't get this on the treadmill, I suppose. I'll wait for Phil at the top of the next section.
See, these are the things that most people don't tell you about on the Pennine Way. And we are at the Stone Circle up on Great Fell. And this is where I'm going to sit down, have a brew. And you know what? I might even have some lunch, even though it's only 20 past 11. That does sound like a plan. Get out of the wind and chill out. Well, the terrain's diverse. So's the beautiful wildlife. It's just so desolate.
We've just stopped at the top of Fell, a little stone wind shelter because the wind's picked up. It is quite cold actually in the wind. Phil and I are reunited again. The dream team are together. I don't think his spirits are quite as high at the moment. I think the clag's taken a toll. It's a bit of a shame. Come all this way and all we've had is this. I've had no views at all. I have not had a single view from any fell at all. The entirety of this section, which sucks. That's the reason we've done it. Not to suffer and be cold and wet and break our bodies. Part of it. Anyway, got me coffee. I'm happy. I don't need flagstones that much, don't they? Take a bit of a battering on the old soles of your feet after a while.
It is great being back on the Pennine. One thing you can't not guaranteed every day, you're just going to wake up to that. Fog. No real views on the peaks. What was the point? I wanted to section hike it and it's crap. I will say this, Great Fell. It's an epic climb. It's been nice climbing this one. But, I think we're on our way down now towards Hawes. But obviously it's still going to be another few hours till we get there. But still, obviously, the weather, the flag's still there. It's been an amazing journey so far because we haven't really seen anything. Oh, what we did manage to see, we've seen a few clouds moving and then they dispersed and turned into fog. We've seen, lots of that beautiful thing there. Be careful around that stuff, you trip, fall and drown. Just jump this one. Oh, fuck! Anyway, back to the story. It's been nice up here, but like I said, we haven't seen diddly freaking squat.
The most important thing for the penis way is a sense of humour.
Have a sense of humour.
Have a sense of humour. And be prepared to suffer. It's been a bit of a suffer first, hasn't it?
Sometimes I'm going to back up my hand. So we are starting to see a bit more now. The mist, the fog, the clag. It's just sweeping past. You can actually see roughly. Well, we have no idea where we've come from. All like this. Miles.
unknown.
We're just on our way down from Fell, obviously going down to Hawes. See out there in the distance, just got to go down the hill. And we are in Hawes. This has been the worst part of this trail.
Oh, I'm glad to be on the way down into the village now. Literally less than a mile to go. Man, Philly, I'm up there. I think he's suffering a little bit. I don't know if it's with his feet or his ankles, but last night, I keep saying it, it was... My feet are okay actually. These Adidas Terex, like I keep saying, they are amazing. They are amazing. The Gore-Tex has been great. Comfort-wise, amazing. No stones stabbing my feet or anything because they've got a rock plate. Same with the Latin packs, completely frameless, no back support. No waist strap. It's nice having the free waist. Anything but winter camps, I think this is going to be the setup on the through hiking. Deep winter, I'll have to have a bigger bag because I need more warm gear, but this is about the limit. Be glad to be done today though. It's been nice in the way that it's been a nice physical challenge. Nice to have a view. I'm ready for a hot drink, some food, and potentially getting back in the car and heading home tonight. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Got work tomorrow. That is actually Will's not, that is normal. That's Will's normal walking speed. Look at it, there you go.
Right, it's been one hell of a travel this one. Do you know what? We're just coming into Hawes, so we're not too far away now. And I can't wait to take my boots off. This section has been nasty, cruel.
That looks like a little bit of a cemetery for what I can imagine is probably working collies. Eh?
Oh. Nearly there. Nearly in Hawes. Now it's time to get something to eat. So, we left Middleton in Teesdale 7 o'clock yesterday morning, and it's now 25 to 3, and we've just hit Hawes, and I think it's time to go and get a bite to eat. Oh.